the idea of 말투 for foreigners, and maybe especially for me, is very strange. So one time, a long time ago, I was drinking in Seoul, and I was drunk, and I went to a little 식당, just a small place to get some food real quick. And there were 4 girls who were sitting next to me, and they're eating their food, and they were finishing up. And at first they were talking completely normal voice, and then all of a sudden they had to go. And one girl just said, "가자!" Just like that. For me, that was really weird. Why did her voice change all of a sudden? Why did she suddenly, really change her 말투? The first 말투 that foreigners know about, the one any foreigner who's interested in Korea or Korean culture and stuff, the first 말투 we learn about is 애교. And for us, 애교 is super strange. A girl purposefully changes her voice to sound cuter. And of course, it's purposeful because they make a conscious decision. But the thing that's really weird for us, and almost, I would say, kind of bad, kind of for Western culture, for Americans too, at least, being fake, being not genuine is not good. It's not something you should do. So, 애교 is, of course, fake. It's a fake voice. It's something you do on purpose. I know boyfriends will ask some girls to do 애교. And for us, if we found out a girl is speaking in her not genuine voice, we think that's fake and it's not good. It's weird. Don't be fake. We would say, don't do that, really. So 애교 is the first thing we learn about. But then I slowly started to find out that Korean people change the way they speak, the tone of their voice and the pitch of their voice a lot in many different situations. So another time I was on the subway, and first I thought it was just girls doing 애교. Okay, that's what I thought it was. And then sometimes I would hear my friends, it's easier for me to hear in girls than it is for me to hear in guys, but sometimes I would hear my friends who are girls and they would order some coffee. So first they're talking to me normally, even in Korean. They're just talking normal, blah, 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 blah. And then when they have to order something, they change their voice and say 커피 하나 주세요. Or I know I'm exaggerating, but I can't do it. But they change their voice and say 한 잔 주세요. And to me, it's really foreign and really weird. Why would you change your voice for ordering coffee? But it's not really just girls, it's guys too. Now, one time on the subway, I heard a guy, and he's talking to his I think his coworkers, but his other friends on the subway. They're talking normal, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, he gets a phone call. 네, 사장님. 네. 그렇습니다. 네. 알겠습니다. 네. He also changes his voice. It's this really weird thing. I think for Korean people, it's very natural when you talk to someone of higher status or whatever you want to say, and they're above you, you're supposed to speak in a nicer way. In English, we never change the tone and pitch of our voice. If we're talking to a baby, maybe we go oh, you're a cute little baby, something like that. But in general, we don't change the tone of our voice. For Korean people, changing 말투 is very common and it's okay. So I was sitting there wondering why. Why do Korean people change 말투? And my Korean friend told me once, she said, because I was really curious when my friend changed her voice for just ordering coffee, 한 잔 주세요, like that. I asked her, do you realize you're doing it? She's like, well, it's kind of natural to me now. I just kind of do it without thinking. But obviously it's kind of not their genuine voice, so that's weird. And I asked her, why do Korean people do this? Why do you guys change your voice? And she said, it's for politeness. That's how you be more polite. If you're talking to 사장님, you have to change your voice so he knows you're being super polite to him. This seems super weird for me, and here's why. The Korean language already has so many methods of showing authority and showing rank and showing politeness. You guys have 에요, 저는 박해대이에요. Okay, that's pretty polite. 저는 박해대입니다. That's super polite. That's me talking to a crowd, and there's already all these levels to make politeness, right? 세요. There's so many weird Korean grammars that allow you to show politeness and rank and all that stuff. Why do you need to also change the tone of your voice? And I think what I realized is that in Korean culture, showing politeness and showing rank is so important that just the grammar alone can't do it. You have to show it through pitch. Then I was wondering why don't we do this in English? Why don't we do this in, I don't know many other languages. I know a little bit of French, and there's I don't want to get into it, but there is a polite form, but there's only one, and it's not a big deal, and I don't think they change their voice for who they're talking to. So why don't we do this in English? And I realized we have something else that Korean people don't have. We have 표정. We have facial expressions. We change our facial expression much more than Korean people do, in my experience. And I was wondering, it was really weird this time because I realized how much I read facial expressions. So in San Diego, I had some Korean friends, and we always wanted to go sailing. We always want to go, there's a big bay in San Diego, and it's super fun to go sailing there. And the thing is, we rent these boats. So the more people there are, the cheaper it is for each person. So I go up to my Korean friend, and I'm trying to get him to come. It's a really fun experience. I highly recommend it. If you're in San Diego or San Francisco and you know how to sail, rent a boat, sail around, super fun. So I'm sitting there trying to convince him. I'm saying, I'm looking at him going, oh man, you could, you sail around, you see downtown from this other angle, and you're free on this boat, and you can go under the Coronado Bridge, and you see all these great things, and it's not that expensive, and, we could bring some food, maybe a beer, we could do all this stuff. I'm talking like this for 3 minutes, and I'm selling him on the idea. And he's sitting there, and he's just, oh, that sounds nice, And then finally at the end I say, hey man, so you want to go with us? You want to go on the sailboat with us and have a great time? And he just says, yes, I would like to go sailing with you. That sounds amazing. It will be super fun. I'm sitting there is this guy fucking with me? Is he joking with me? Is he not serious? Does he really want to go? Is he just being polite and saying he wants to go? But it's hard for me. For one thing, English is his second language, so he can't speak English with all the nuance that we can. But also, it's because his face was just sitting there, and maybe he was smiling a little bit, but generally he's not doing this and that. That got me to thinking, why do foreigners, and especially Americans, use 표정 so much? And why do we I gesture with my hands a lot. Why do we do that so much? And I realized, for Korean people, being polite and showing rank is super important. For Americans, showing excitement and showing fun and joie de vivre, it's a French word. Showing this is super important for us. I don't want to get too deep into it, but yeah, okay. But basically, we have to show excitement because we want to. That's just what we want to do. We just want to show excitement. I can make a whole nother video about why, but I'll leave it at that. So for me, I'll just say it's super interesting that Korean people have developed 말투 because that's what's needed in Korean culture. And Americans have developed 표정, facial expressions, and talking with their hands because what's important for our culture is being exciting and entertaining and that kind of stuff. That's the end of the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate the video, definitely give it a thumbs down. I am shocked, absolutely shocked by the number of comments I'm getting on the videos. I love it. Absolutely love it. Please keep the comments coming. I wish I was better at Korean so I could answer them all and know everything. But man, they are amazing. Also, please follow my Facebook page if you can. There's nobody on that. And maybe follow me on Instagram. And that's about it. So thanks for watching the video and have a super awesome day.